Give up the work suited to one's nature, O son of Kunti, Arjun, though it may be defective, for all enterprises are clouded by defects, as fire by smoke. Shri Krishna tells Arjun that even if they're with faults, one should not give up sahajam karma, actions that are natural to them and that are suited to their own nature. When God speaks about sahajam karma here, out of the many different words that have come in the Gita, sahajam karma firstly means swadharma, one's own inbuilt dharma. Secondly, it means niyat karma, actions ordained by the scriptures. We've all seen in the 3rd chapter when Shri Krishna says, Niyatam kuru karmatvam karma tyajo hi akarmana. Do you your allocated work, for action is better than inaction. These are niyat karma, actions ordained by the scriptures. Third, it means svabhavaja karma, actions ordained by one's own nature. Fourth, it means svabhama niyat karma, actions ordained by the scriptures that are according to one's own nature. All of these phrases that have been used in the Gita, and God is referring to these when he speaks about sahajam karma in this verse. They are free from sins. Even if it feels like they have sins in them, you should still perform them and you should not give them up. The reason for this is that all enterprises are clouded by defects as fire by smoke. If fire is there, then smoke will certainly come. There cannot be any fire without smoke. It can possibly happen that some flames come in the middle where it appears that there's absolutely no smoke. We cannot see the smoke, but the smoke is certainly there. There is smoke at the beginning of the flame, and when the flame becomes calm, then there's also smoke there. There cannot be any flame without smoke. In the same way, Shri Krishna says that all enterprises are clouded by defects as fire by smoke. There is a fault in each and every karma action. It is impossible to have a karma that is completely faultless. Shri Krishna is talking about something very rational here. No matter what karma you perform, there will be faults in it. If you perform your duty according to your varna, division of society split by nature, for example, when the Brahmin performs his own duty, then some fault or the other will come. The duty of the Brahmin is to give Gnan, wisdom without desire. This is very nice, and it looks very nice ideally, but when he's giving Gnan, wisdom without desire, he has so many necessities, he has so many needs, therefore defects come into it. The duty of a Kshatriya warrior is to go to war. When he goes to war, then he has to kill people. Does the defect of violence not come into this? It does. He has to do it. Let us say that there's a Kshatriya warrior, Duryodhan. Duryodhan is a sinner, Duryodhan is wrong, and Duryodhan is adharmic. We know this, and we know that one should kill Duryodhan. But the people who come to war with Duryodhan do not have any faults of theirs. These people are just doing their jobs there. They are being paid their wages, and if they do not do this job, then how can their families run? All their wives, children, and parents would remain hungry. But these people have not done anything wrong themselves. However, because they are working for Duryodhan and they have come to war, you have to kill them. This is because they are on the side of Duryodhan. Is this not a defect? Any duty has defects in it. There can be defects in the duty of a Brahmin. There can be defects in the duty of a Kshatriya, a warrior. There can also be defects in the duty of a Vaishya, a merchant. A farmer is farming his land. Will insects living on the land not die? They do die. Should he therefore stop farming? He is not killing them on purpose, but when he moves his spade, then it's possible that some of them may die in that. Or if he makes a bull carry out hard labour, then the bull has to work so hard in the boiling heat. If we get dizzy after 10 minutes, then will the bull not feel like this? Therefore, has he not done something wrong to this animal? Is there not a defect in this? What I mean to say that is any karma action you perform, defects will certainly come. All enterprises are clouded by defects as fire by smoke. What can we do here? We should do whatever it takes to reduce the amount of defects as much as possible. What should we look at? We should look at whether it's our swadharma, our own inbuilt duty, it is our niyat karma, actions ordained by the scriptures, or it is our sahaj karma, work suited to one's nature. That is there that I'm giving a discourse on the Gita. I know that what I'm saying is not ultimate and it's not final. It is possible that many things are left unsaid. Has this defect not come to the speaker? It has come. Many times there's a slip of the tongue. This is possible. One time it so happened that Guruji was giving a discourse on Ram's birth, and he became so engrossed. We all know that, and Guruji knew from such a young age that the birth of Sri Ram took place on the day of Chaitra Sud Navami. But who knows what happened during that discourse? Guruji said that it took place on the day of Chaitra Shukla Pratipada. Guruji said 2 or 3 times during the discourse that the birth of Sri Ram happened on the Chaitra Shukla Ekam. Guruji said that these words came out the mouth of Vashishta, and the son of Chaitra Shukla Ekam rose. The Brahmins that were there with Guruji asked him why he said this, and the Guruji told them that I did not know I had said this. They brought a cassette and showed it to him. Out of the organizers, there was one who was technically very knowledgeable with the recordings. He made Guruji say Navami 2 or 3 times and said he would edit it in a master tape so that the correct date is said. When Guruji heard it himself, then he found it strange that how can I do this? There is no big wisdom in this, and there is nothing in it. Guruji has done so many discourses until now, and in each and every one of them he has said that the birth of Sri Ram took place on Chaitra Sud Navami, but why did he give a different date during this discourse? What could have happened? Has this defect not come? It has come. Many times a slip of the tongue can take place. This can happen, but when this happens, then should Guruji give up giving his discourse? No. The reason for this is that his Saj Karma, the work suited to his nature, is that, and he gets bliss from performing this karma. While performing many other karma, this bird did not enjoy them. He gets bliss in doing this karma work. Shri Krishna has held Guruji's hand to bring him here and say, look, you have to do this. What I mean to say is that defects come in one place or another in each and every karma work. When a businessman is trading, then he may have forgotten the price of something in reality. This is possible. He may take more than the value of something from the customer. This is possible, and this is a defect. Or he may take too little from a customer and incur losses himself. This too is a defect. The majority of people are either too sensitive or think too much. Thinking is such a thing that it is a capacity given to us by God. If we use it in a right way, then those thoughts can help us and take us to the state of thought freeness. But if one does not have control of the mind, and this net of thoughts make a person so confused that the person cannot do anything at all. Thoughts also do this. When a person has so many thoughts, then he thinks that if I do this, then this will happen, if I do that, then that will happen, and he's not able to do anything. They think that if I perform this work, then this will happen, and if I perform that work, then that will happen. For these people, Shri Krishna is saying here that if you perform any work, then defects are going to come into it, and there cannot be any activity that is completely free from faults. What is necessary is that you begin working. This is because if you do not perform activities, then this is the biggest fault. I said from the beginning that God is so rational. God knows. There are some people who are so clever that they come and say that this is happening in society. Some people giving discourses are doing this. Guruji tells them that why don't you let them do what they're doing? Why are you looking at all of that? Why are you looking at it? Is he doing good activities or not? Guruji told one woman once that, I know that when you come to me, then you're saying this and you're saying somebody else when you go to something else when you go to others. This is possible. You may be saying all of this to these people. There are some wise people who are looked after a lot. The difficulty is that in each and every town, there are such 4 or 5 such wise people, and these wise people have just one work, and that is to suck our blood. They say that this should happen and you should do that. They only see faults. You should tell them this verse from the Gita, that if Shri Krishna is saying in the Gita that all enterprises are clouded by defects, as fire by smoke, then this does not mean that it is an effort to justify defects, but it is an effort to stop non-action. This is said for people who do not want to work because they see defects in that work. If you're committing little defects, then carry on doing them, because Shri Krishna is not saying this in order to justify defects. But if a person is giving up work because there are defects in it, then Shri Krishna says that this is wrong. All enterprises are clouded by defects as fire is by smoke. There should only be one measuring tape for us, and that is Sahajam Karma, work suited to one's own nature. One should think about whether by performing this karma work, am I getting anand, bliss, of the mode of sattva goodness or not, and that is it. I'm not running anything of anyone, I'm getting anand, bliss of the mode of sattva goodness from it, and therefore it becomes a Sahajam Karma, work suited to one's nature for me, and if there is a defect in it, and I will accept that. They can come. A person once gave Guruji an interview for a magazine, and they had written a whole article. Guruji just said 1 or 2 things, and some people have other intentions. He got a telephone call in the morning that have come from some people that it should not be like this. It is a very well-known magazine, and therefore it has to give a place of its leaders. They asked Guruji how they would do this, and they wanted to ask him this. He told them that let us meet in the morning and see. It is a possibility that I made a mistake, and if this is so, then we should consider them to be our helpers. I would have no problem with admitting that these people have told me something I did not know, and if these people have made a mistake, then I would explain it to you through logical arguments about the support that I have used to say what I said. Let us meet tomorrow morning. Defects will remain. I will say once again that what I mean to say is that the person should not become scared of defects, and one should not give up karma, work, because of defects. And this is what Shri Krishna says here. All enterprises are clouded by defects as fire is by smoke. Let's go to the next verse.